from hands and knees. Inhale your heart forward into cow pose. Exhale all the air out of your mouth, coming into cat pose on an empty breath. Retain the breath, curl your toes onto the mat, lift the hips, and come into downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward into plank pose. Take 5 to 8 breaths here, optional, adding breath of fire to build heat, fluttering the belly against the spine. In plank, tuck the tailbone, lift the belly to fill the low back, and shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower your left knee down. Inhale, reach your left hand for the sky. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right arm and twist. Inhale, reverse, push back up, and extend the left arm towards the ceiling. Repeat 4 more times, deepening the twist, corkscrewing the belly, and reaching further each time. The last time you thread your left arm, stay and rest on the back of your left shoulder. Optional to extend the right leg off the ground 3 inches and balance. Inhale, push upright, reaching the left fingers back up towards the sky. As you exhale, internally rotate your left arm and bend the elbow, come into a half bind behind your back. Use the back of your left hand like a shovel to lift the right hip, even as you curl your left shoulder open. Look down and curl your left toes under. Exhale, lift your hips and come into 3-legged downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your left fingers towards the sky. Exhale, thread the left hand underneath your torso, catching your outer right ankle, calf, or thigh, and twist. Exhale the left hand back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back into down dog split. Square off your hip, making sure all 5 toes are pointing down towards the ground. Crawl the left fingers forward and stretch. Optionally, lift the left hand off the ground for a balance. Replace the left palm. Inhale and rise up high on the ball of the left foot. Exhale, step the right foot forward into a low lunge. Inhale, tap the back knee down. Exhale, place your right palm on your hip. Inhale, lift upright and lengthen the left arm. Exhale all the air out of your mouth, and on empty, pin the left elbow outside the right knee and twist. Fill up your low back and pull your low belly away from your inner right thigh. Use your exhale to tuck your back toes under and straighten the leg. Lift the left hip and charge the heel away, fully straightening. Inhale, replace the palms around the right foot. Exhale, straighten both legs and fold into pyramid pose. Even out both sides of the pelvis and breathe into the center of your hamstring. Optional to flex the front foot and deepen the stretch. Inhale, flex the right foot and spin both feet towards the left, coming into Prasarita Padottanasana, wide straddle forward fold. Catch your outer left ankle, calf, or thigh with your right hand, extend the left hand skyward, and twist towards the back of the room. Reach the crown of your head forward, even as you allow your torso to fall away from the left leg. Catch the half bind by internally rotating the left arm and bending the elbow behind your back. Use your left hand to lift the right hip away from the floor. Keep your half bind and make your way into Parsvottanasana, extended side angle, spinning the right toes forward, bending the right knee, and propping your right elbow up inside the right thigh. Keep the half bind and lift up into Warrior Two. Inhale, flip the right palm and reverse your Warrior Two, Peaceful Warrior. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down into a low lunge. Inhale, use your belly to step your right foot back into plank pose without disturbing the hips. Exhale, lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your heart forward into cow pose. Exhale all the air out of your mouth, coming into cat pose on empty. Retain the empty breath, curl your toes onto the mat, lift the hips, and come into down dog. Inhale, ripple forward into plank pose. Take 5 deep breaths here, optionally adding breath of fire to build heat, fluttering the belly against the spine. Tuck your tailbone and shift your weight towards the tips of your toes. Exhale, lower your right knee down. Inhale, reach your right hand for the sky. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left arm and twist. Inhale, reverse, push back up and extend the right arm towards the ceiling. Repeat 4 more times, deepening the twist, corkscrewing the belly and reaching further. The last time you thread your right arm, stay and rest on your right ear and the back of your right shoulder. Optional to extend the left leg off the ground 3 inches and balance. Inhale, push upright, reaching the right fingers back towards the sky. Exhale, come into a half bind behind your back. Use the back of your right hand to lift the left hip, even as you twist your right shoulder open. Inhale, look down and curl your right toes under, lifting up to a 3-legged downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your right fingers towards the sky. Exhale, thread the right hand underneath your torso, catching your outer left ankle, calf, or thigh, and twisting to the left. Pull your gaze underneath your left shoulder. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back into a down dog split. Square off your hip, making sure all 5 toes are pointing towards the ground. In down dog split, crawl the right fingers forward and stretch, optionally lifting the fingers off the ground for a balance. Replace the right palm, inhale and rise up high, stepping the left foot forward into a low lunge. Tap the back knee down, place your left palm on your left hip. Inhale, lift upright and lengthen the right arm by the ear. Exhale all the air out of your mouth, and on empty, pin the right elbow outside the left knee and twist. Fill up your low back and pull your low belly away from your thigh. Use your inhale to bring the palms together. Use your exhale to lift the back leg up. Lift the right hip and charge the heel away, straightening the back leg fully. Inhale, replace the palms around the left foot. Exhale, straighten both legs and fold into pyramid pose. Even out both sides of the pelvis and breathe into the center of the hamstring. Optionally, flex the front foot and deepen the stretch. Inhale, flex the left foot and spin both feet towards the right, coming into Prasarita Padottanasana, wide straddle forward fold. Catch the outer right ankle, calf, or thigh with your left hand, extending the right hand skyward, and twist. Reach the crown of your head forward. Inhale, catch the half bind by internally rotating the right arm and bending the elbow behind the back. Use the right hand to lift the right hip away from the floor. Keep your half bind and make your way into Parsvottanasana, extended side angle, spinning the left toes forward, bending the left knee, and propping your left elbow up inside the left thigh. Keep the half bind and lift up into Warrior Two. Inhale, flip the left palm up and reverse your Warrior Two, Peaceful Warrior. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down into a low lunge. Inhale, use your belly to step your left foot back into plank pose without disturbing the hips. Exhale, lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward into low lunge. Inhale, up into high lunge. Exhale, twist your high lunge, left hand forward, right arm back. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the left hand up and the right hand down. Exhale, rebend the front knee, circle the back arm over your head and wrap into eagle arms. Inhale, spin the back heel down for Warrior One and deepen the back bend. Exhale, open the hips and unwrap into Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse your Warrior Two. Exhale, cartwheel the left palm down and extend for a low lunge twist. Inhale, roll the hips open and stack for side plank. Exhale, square off your hips and plant both palms as you find down dog split with the right leg high. Step the right foot halfway forward onto the center of your mat. Inhale, kick the left leg up, keep that hip square. Either step into a plank from here and come through a vinyasa, or take 1 to 2 hops off your right foot for a handstand practice, and then make your way through a vinyasa, closing in downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forward into a low lunge. Inhale, up into a high lunge. Exhale, twist your high lunge, reach the right hand forward and the left arm back. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the right hand up and the left hand down. Exhale, rebend the front leg, circle the back arm over your head and wrap into eagle arms. Inhale, spin the back heel down for Warrior One and deepen the back bend. Exhale, open the hips for Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse your Warrior Two. Exhale, cartwheel the right palm down and lift the left hand for a low lunge twist. Roll to the outer right foot and right palm for side plank. Inhale, lift the left leg any amount off the right leg. Exhale, square your chest and hips, plant both palms as you find down dog split. Step the left foot halfway forward onto the center of your mat. Exhale, kick the right leg up, keeping that hip square. Either step into a plank from here and lower through chaturanga, or take 1 to 2 hops into a handstand practice, and then make your way back into downward facing dog. Repeat 2 to 3 times on both sides. From downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot towards the right thumb, ground the back heel down, prepare for Warrior One. In Warrior One, extend your arms into a T shape. Exhale, wrap the left arm over the right for Eagle Arms, Garudasana. Deepen your back bend any amount in Warrior One. As you exhale, use the wrap of your arms to drag the left elbow far across the right thigh, twisting deeply. Please keep the back heel firmly grounded. Inhale and unwrap the arms, planting the left fingertips outside the right foot and extending the right arm towards the ceiling. Straighten the front leg, adjust the back foot slightly forward and out to the left, moving into Parvati Trikonasana, revolved triangle pose. Even both sides of your pelvis, lift the front of the left hip even as you guide the right hip back. Lengthen the sides of the waist and attempt to stack your shoulders. Rebend the front knee and come into revolved Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Lift the back hip and leg so the left leg stays in line with the left hip and as high as your torso. Pull the right hip back and eventually spin your gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, drop your right fingers onto the ground. Exhale, lift your left arm and open your left hip, unwinding into Ardha Chandrasana. Allow the hips to find relief, spin your ribcage open, and charge up from head to toe. Optional to lift the bottom hand off the ground in balance. Inhale, circle the left arm over your head towards the front of the room. Exhale, plant both palms, square off the hips. Reach the left toes like an arrow towards the ceiling and fold into standing split. In standing split, play with 3 options. Simply fold forward and kiss your right shin, or extend both arms off the ground any amount to balance on the right foot, or plant the palms on the mat in front of your foot and take little hops into a handstand. Tuck your left knee behind your right, bend both legs, and sit all the way down on the mat between your heels. Inhale, plant your right fingers behind your pelvis and lift the left fingers straight up, getting vertical in the spine. Exhale, pin the left elbow outside the right and twist, coming into seated spinal twist. Spiral from the bottom up, slowly moving the twist from your low back through the spinal column and eventually out the crown of your skull, allowing your organs to wring out and detoxify. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, counter twist towards the left. Bring your fingertips behind your sitting bones. Unwind both legs up and off the ground for Navasana, boat pose. Activate your abdominals in this pose, tugging your belly back to your spine and lifting up on the fronts of your sitting bones. Optional, half Navasana, halfway down towards the ground. Come back into Navasana, cross your right ankle in front of your left, drop your feet and plant your palms in front of your shins. Rock your weight forward onto your hands and either step your feet into plank or hop back through chaturanga. Complete your vinyasa through a back bend and find downward facing dog. From down dog, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot forward towards the left thumb and ground the back heel in and down. Inhale, lift the arms alongside the ears for Warrior One. Extend your arms into a T shape. Wrap the right arm over the left for Garudasana, Eagle Arms. Deepen your back bend any amount in Warrior One. As you exhale, use the wrap of your arms to drag the right elbow far across the left thigh, twisting deeply. Unwrap the arms, plant the right fingertips outside the left foot, and extend the left fingers towards the ceiling. Revolved triangle pose. Even both sides of your pelvis, lifting the front of the right hip even as you guide the left hip back. Lengthen the sides of the waist and stack the shoulders. Rebend the front knee and find revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Lift the back hip and leg so that the right leg stays in line with the right hip and as high as your torso. Pull the left hip back and eventually spin the gaze towards the left fingertips. Drop your left fingers onto the ground as you inhale. Exhale, lift your right arm and open your right hip, unwinding into traditional half moon. Allow the hips to find relief, spin your rib cage open, reach the right heel actively away from the right sitting bone, and lift the left hand off the ground to balance. Inhale, circle the right arm over your head towards the front of the room. Exhale, plant both palms, square off the hips, reach the right toes high like an arrow, and fold into your left leg for a standing split. In standing split, do one of three options. Fold forward and try and kiss your left shin, or extend both arms off the ground any amount to balance on the left foot. Or plant the palms on the mat in front of your foot and take little hops into a handstand practice. Tuck your right knee behind your left, bend both legs, and sit all the way down on the mat between your heels. As you arrive, plant your left fingers behind your pelvis, extend the right fingers straight up, twist, pinning the right elbow outside the left knee, Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated spinal twist. Wring out your organs from left to right, twist, slowly moving from the low back all the way up to the crown of your skull. Inhale back through center, bringing both fingertips behind your sitting bones. Unwind both legs up and off the ground in front of you for Navasana, boat pose. Activate your abdominals, tugging your belly back towards your spine. Optional, make a prayer at your heart center and lower halfway down, Ardha Navasana. Inhale, lift back up into Navasana. Cross your left ankle in front of your right. Drop your feet onto the ground. Plant your palms out in front of your shins. Rock your weight forward onto your hands. Either step back into plank pose or hop both feet back at the same time for chaturanga. Complete your vinyasa through a back bend. Finish downward facing dog.